Saving our rivers and green cover are two of the great challenges of our time.
And to champion the cause, who else but we have Sadhguru Ji?
People like you and me come and go, but these rivers have flown for millions of years. Such a great phenomena of life. We are bringing it to a close.
मैं सद्गुरु जी को महाराष्ट्र सरकार की ओर से आश्वस्त करूंगा कि महाराष्ट्र सरकार इसमें अग्रसर होगा, अग्रभागी होगा। हम लोग इसको सफल बनाएंगे और निश्चित रूप से आपने जो संकल्पना हमको दी है, उस संकल्पना को आम आदमी तक ले जाने का काम हम करेंगे।
Millions of students are ready to do this plantation all along the sides of the rivers, we assure you.
अगर रिवर्स सर्वाइव नहीं होते तो I don't think we are going to survive. So we are with you, sir.
Honorable Sadhguru Ji, who is really supporting and doing this all for the nation and giving back to the nature.
I'm very delighted to confer the title of World Peace Ambassador to Sadhguru Ji.
We are really proud at Sony Pictures to be associated with Rally for Rivers.
We at Viacom 18 are both proud and privileged to be associated with it.
सद्गुरु जी वो जो भी चीज हाथ में लेते हैं उसको अंत तक ले जाते हैं।
सद्गुरु जी, मैं आपको विश्वास देता हूँ, जब भी आप आवाज दो, हम आपके साथ हैं।
हो नदी हा नदी हो नदी नदिया, 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 हो नदी हा नदी।
You must make this happen, Mumbai, the youth of Mumbai. You have to stand up. Your voice matters, your actions matter.
So let's get up and let's protect our rivers.
Whenever I play a game against a stranger, a person I don't know, I tend to bring out my full potential and play without worrying about the outcome of the game. But when I play against someone known to me, it becomes very hard to bring out that potential. What should I do to overcome this?
Known to you means a known competitor or a friend?
A known person.
A friend. You don't have to win against a friend, it's okay. And anyway, if you're playing about a serious competition against an opponent, you must understand, the more familiar you are about his ways of doing things or her ways of doing things, the more enabled you are to defeat that person. So, an opponent should never be a stranger. Today all sports people are spending hundreds of hours watching videos of their opponents. This happened in the year 98-99. Andre Agassi and Boris Becker played 3 games. All Boris Becker beat Andre Agassi because he had such a… he was called Boom Boom because Boris Becker was called Boom Boom because of the service. His serves were so powerful, there was no game. Every time he will serve and finish the game. Nobody returns the ball. So, Andre Agassi went back and studied hundreds of hours of Boris Becker's serves. Then he figured it out. Then in the next 3 years, he played 11 games with him and beat him on 10 of them. And I'll tell you what happened. After Boris Becker retired, they met in Germany, there's something called the Oktoberfest in Germany, they were there. And at that time, they were together and Andre Agassi thought, okay, anyway he's retired, now I can tell him. Because this bothered Boris Becker big time, nobody can beat him, but this guy is getting at him. So he told him, see, I observed your videos continuously and I figured out that whenever you're serving the ball towards the boundary line, Boris Becker, if you know, when he's serving, his tongue sticks out a little. And he throws the ball up and comes down, his tongue sticks out. He said, whenever you're serving towards the boundary line, your tongue goes to the left. When you're serving straight, it comes out straight. I observed this, the moment your tongue sticks out to the boundary line, I was already there every time taking the ball. So, Boris Becker literally fell off his chair, he couldn't believe this. And he said, any number of times I went home after the matches and I told my wife, he seems to be reading my mind. But you've been reading my tongue. It's almost spoken. So, your opponent should be never unfamiliar to you. You must make him familiar. You must know him better than he knows himself. It's most important.
Namaskaram Sadhguru. I want to know truth about our Indian caste. How can we ensure more inclusiveness and equality?
Namaskaram, Viru. This system essentially began as division of labor. For a society to function, a certain number of people in the population must do variety of skills and artisans. Somebody should take care of administration, somebody should take care of education and spiritual process for the community. Like this, they made four basic divisions. Over a period of time, they became further and further divided, not essentially as a discriminatory process, but more as a division of labor. And also, we must understand in ancient times when there were no engineering schools and medical schools, if your father was a carpenter, you learnt carpentry at home from childhood and became a good carpenter. So skills were transmitted from generation to generation by maintaining this caste system. But unfortunately, somewhere along the way, a goldsmith starts thinking he's superior to a blacksmith. Though a blacksmith's work may be far more useful to the society than a goldsmith's, somehow one thinks he's superior to the other. And over generations, this superiority gets established, all kinds of exploitative processes happened, and it came to a place where caste system almost began to manifest itself, or it has manifested itself, like apartheid. Still in many villages in India, the people who are considered to be lower castes or what you call as Dalits, or don't even have basic human rights in many villages, though much has changed in the last 25-30 years, still many very horribly undesirable things keep happening in our country. The only way out of this is, one thing is, it's not relevant to these times because skills can be transmitted in many different ways. We have educational institutions, we have technological institutions. So this family transference of skills is not the way it is going anymore. But there is one context, that is of social security. People take care of their own clan and their caste, they will always reach out to people who are in trouble in their caste, this kind of social security is there. So it is very important that we bring a nationwide social security system and an education system which will transmit skills to everybody according to their aptitude. Once that happens, I think caste system will die a natural death.
We are here at the Tanjavur Isha Nursery. This is one among the 35 nurseries that we have across the Kaveri Basin right now. We need to enhance it to 350 nurseries. This is a 10-acre nursery where we are producing a little over 1.5 million saplings. It's not just the number, it is the quality of saplings that we raise. Here we are growing everything in an organic manner. Our sapling growth takes anywhere between 9 to 15 months. The commercial nurseries grow the same in 3 to 5 months. So what's the difference? Well, you can put urea into this and make it zoom up, but its survival rate will come down dramatically when you do the transplantation in a regular agricultural land. And above all, it's been found that to the surprise of the Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, when they invited all the nurseries for a kind of evaluation, out of 40 different nursery growers in the state, when they came there, Isha Nursery plants were the only ones without the nematode accumulation on the root system. This is because we are the only ones growing without any kind of chemical input. This is a huge disadvantage that it has come with nematode deposits on the root system, which will lead to various other complications and survival rates will come down dramatically. So this is a way to do it in a committed way. Our volunteers who've been working and these wonderful ladies who have dedicated their life, about 30 of them, working full-time. They're not just doing a job, they're on a mission. So this is the mission we need to extend as to give more energy to this mission, because this mission needs a lot of energy. We will be renaming all our nurseries as Mahatma Green India Mission, because this is 150th year of Mahatma Gandhi's birth anniversary. As a part of respect for him, and it was his dream to keep India green, to keep India's soil rich, and above all, to ensure the rural populations in this country. His idea of India's economy was largely based in village. He intended that people should live in the village, and that would only be possible if the land was rich and it is lucrative to live on the land. That's what we're trying to recreate. So as a part of this, to honor him, we will be naming all our nurseries, these 35 nurseries and 350 that'll come up in a little while, all of them as Mahatma Green India Mission.
It's a very grave situation in Kerala. This unprecedented situation needs to be handled with utmost care. I request all the volunteers not to just jump into action and disturb whatever the agencies are doing. It's best that all of you work with the agencies. I beseech everybody in the country to contribute to make sure that rehabilitation happens. I know everybody knows what to do, but I request everybody concerned, particularly Indian Navy and the Coast Guard, who can do a lot, because this needs a military-grade intervention. This is not something that people can do something hands-on there except for supplying food or helping people, providing accommodation for the people who have left their homes. But the real interventions need to happen in a military grade, and I request all concerned, the Prime Minister and the Chief Minister, to be with the people there, and in whatever way we can support in elevating the suffering of the people of Kerala, we are very much there for you. But I once again beseech the volunteers, don't simply jump into action, risking either your life or more lives. It's important you work with the existing agencies on the ground. This is not the kind of situation to just jump into action. And this is our commitment, that all the volunteers and also at Isha Yoga Center, for the next 1 month, let us commit ourselves to save on various things, skip a meal on Monday night and contribute whatever we can. Our financial contributions may be nothing for the scale of devastation that's happened there, but the important thing is that we express our empathy to the people of Kerala. Right across the border this is happening. I request all the people in Tamil Nadu, when the waters recede, large numbers of Tamil people should go there and support rehabilitation work in Kerala. I am with you in whichever way possible, and this is a grave moment. This is a time to stand together irrespective of language, caste, creed, and see what can be done on the ground.
Bharat, a nation beyond all definitions, an antiquity beyond legends, has witnessed peaks of possibility and poignant pains through these many millennia of its existence. In these 70 years of independence, first few decades went in the pains of partition and the struggle for survival as a nation. In the last 20-25 years, we have been in a developmental mode. Now India stands on a threshold where it can transition
to a more conscious, inclusive growth. This is the time the nation must come together to consciously craft its ethos, to envision and create a future not based on external influences, but by determining what works best for us. This culture has the capacity to offer the world a new paradigm of success that includes both the inner and external well-being. For the very first time, we as a generation of people have reached a place where we have all the necessary resource, capability and technology to address every human problem on this planet. Only an inclusive consciousness is missing. The very basis of what we refer to as Bharat is this inclusiveness. It is time that we reap the benefits of this profound tradition in its full glory. We are a nation of great possibilities, but there is a distance between possibilities and realities. Do we have the necessary courage and commitment to walk the distance? This is a question. As a generation of people in this country, this is what we have to show, that we have the courage and commitment to walk the distance and make this into a great nation. Let's make it happen. A rogi will not sleep in the night. A bogi will not sleep in the night. A yogi also will not sleep in the night. Because for him also night is very conducive. What light does to you is, it makes everything distinct. Suppose lights went off, there is a certain sense of lack of boundaries in the night. So for yoga, for sexuality, for friendship, for being together, for study, for focus, for all these things, night seems to be more conducive.
My question to you is, I personally feel that I function more efficiently in the night than I do in the day. It's not that I've changed my biological clock or something and I sleep during the day, but it's just that I feel more productive, not only while studying, but otherwise. I feel invigorated in the night. So why is it so?
Maybe you're in the wrong country, There are three types of people who do not sleep in the night. A rogi will not sleep in the night. A rogi means a sick person because he cannot sleep. A bogi will not sleep in the night. A pleasure seeker will not sleep in the night because night is conducive for him, for his kind of business. A yogi also will not sleep in the night because for him also night is very conducive. Which one are you? You can decide, I don't want to say anything about it. Why night is? See, light, we value light because our visual apparatus are made in a certain way. What light does to you is, it makes everything distinct. See now, because it is lit, I can see this person, this person, this person, this person, this person. Suppose lights went off and this became dark, I just see a mass of people. I don't see this person, this person, this person. So there is a certain sense of lack of boundaries in the night. So for yoga, for sexuality, for friendship, for being together, for study, for focus, for all these things, night seems to be more conducive because the difference between what is you and what is the other comes down in the night, simply because our visual apparatus function like this. Where there is no light, everything merges in our experience. So a yogi, a bogi and a rogi, all three of them make use of the night. You can also make use of it, there's no problem unless you're sleeping in the classroom. If you're not sleeping in the classroom, it's fine, nothing wrong. But you will see, you try this and see. Can I share something? I was made like this. If I sleep in the morning, normally my school used to be 8:30 in the morning. From 6:45, my mother and my sisters will start waking me up. It's a series of efforts. Many things. They'll make me sit up in the bed, they'll come and twist my arm and do this and this. My mother will do it gently, my sisters will do that. Then they will drag me and my mother will put toothpaste on the toothbrush and give it to me, I'll stick it in my mouth. He'll get me my clothes and say, go and have shower, it's time up, time up. I go inside the bathroom and fall asleep. If nobody wakes me up, till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll just sleep like a rock, not wake up and roll around, simply dead. But I started practicing yoga at the age of 12. In about maybe 8 to 9 months, after that, no matter where I am, even till this day, where I am, which time zone I am, every day I'm in a different time zone, but at 3:35, 3:40, I just come awake. Because some changes happen in the nature at that time. My body just comes awake. If I want, I can get up and do what I want. If I don't want, I can sleep some more, but it always comes awake. So you have to bring some sensitivity into the system that, see, you are a product of this planet, yes or no? Whatever nonsense individuals may think about themselves, we are all just a pop-up from this planet. You've seen those pop-ups on the computer screen? Pop, pop. Yes? You're just a pop-up. You'll be gone. You can't believe you will be gone. Huh, me? I will be gone? Yes, all the very smart people, countless number of people who walked this planet before and you and me, where the hell are they, huh? Not a sign. All became topsoil, isn't it so? Weren't they pop-ups? Aren't you a pop-up? Poop, poop. You may think you have a great life and this and that. As far as the earth is concerned, it's just recycling its soil. Just throws you up and draws you back, throws you up and draws you back. So, in this little pop-up, the important thing and the most important thing is, you create sensitivity within you, such sensitivity that every dimension of life comes into your experience. Before you fall dead, is it not important? You experience this life in this fullest possible scale, yes or no? Experience means people think, we must party every day. No, same damn thing, how many times you will do? There is much more for the human life to explore. You must become sensitive. When I say sensitive, because the word sensitive is used in a wrong way, in the sense, when people say, oh, she's very sensitive, we are supposed to understand, she will get hurt for just about anything. Yes? No, being sensitive to life and being ego-sensitive are two different things. Being sensitive to life means, if you walk into this hall, you experience everything that's here, you don't miss a thing. If you walk outside, you don't miss a thing. Every dimension of life should come into your experience. This happened. Shankaran Pillai bought a what? He bought a work donkey. The man who was selling the donkey said, see, this is a very sensitive donkey. You cannot beat this donkey. You cannot use bad words, you cannot abuse this donkey. Shankaran Pillai said, that's great. Every day I'm tired of beating these donkeys and abusing. Every day I have to use filthy words to get these donkeys moving. I like a sensitive donkey, and he paid little extra bonus for the sensitivity of the donkey and took it home. He left it in the barn, and tomorrow morning he has to go to work. He went there and told the donkey, please, let's go. No response. He said, please go. Nothing. He went down on his knees and prayed. Nothing. You're not supposed to abuse it, you're not supposed to beat it. Not knowing what to do, he went back to the man who sold the donkey. See, I requested, I pleaded, I prayed, he's not responding, what am I supposed to do? That man said, is that so? Let me see. And he came. He picked up a thick stick like this. One whack on the head. And then he threw the stick and said, "Come." The donkey followed. Shankar and Bilai got furious, "You idiot, you said it's a sensitive donkey, and the way you hit this animal, I've never hit an animal like this in my life." He said, no, he's very sensitive, first you have to get his attention. So, developing sensitivity means, if you simply close your eyes, you must know what phase of moon it is right now, because all this is playing in your body. Every day it is playing in your system. Do you see if it's a full moon or a new moon, the entire ocean is coming up? There are tides, isn't it? Ever been to the ocean side or you don't? You do? There are tides? Yes. The whole ocean is trying to rise. 72% of your body is water. You think nothing is rising? It is. For every position of the sun, moon and many things that are happening to the planet, they're happening to you. You must become life-sensitive. Then you will know how to manage every aspect of your life. Don't become ego-sensitive, don't become society-sensitive. Life-sensitive if you become. What's happening with this life if you know this one thing all the time? You will see, you got your GPS on. There's really no problem, you will never get lost. It doesn't matter who says what kind of situations you're put into, you're never ever lost because you're life-sensitive. This is all this life needs, that this has to become life-sensitive. Right now, we have developed a psychological structure which has got nothing to do with life. It's got something to do with the social scene, got nothing to do with the life. You must understand there are two different kinds of images or two different kinds of consecration. One is just a reverberation. You can even make this vessel reverberate, but you cannot access this vessel from elsewhere because it's simply reverberating without specificity of what it intends to do. It has no intention or intelligence. But consecrations which are as complex as the Devi or much more with the Dhyana Linga is, they are not limited by physical space. Wherever you are, if your doors are open, it's available. Many people, the first time it happened in United States, I think this was just the second program, inner engineering program we were doing. There was a lady who was involved in all kinds of, whatever, certain type of work from Caribbean islands. She went on doing something with her pencil in the book. You know, we have a problem with people taking down notes. I said, "No, you cannot take notes, just be with me." She will be looking at me, not even looking at the book, just looking at me and just doing this with her pencil. Then at the end of the 3-hour session, she said, "I don't know why something came out of this, and this is the thing that, the form that came out of me. I didn't know what happened. As I was looking at you, I was trying to sketch you, but this is what I got." It's a clear proportion of the Dhyana Linga. She just got the image of Dhyana Linga, like she completely… the whole page she scratched with her pencil. What was left unscratched was just the form of Dhyana Linga exactly, the same exact proportion. But she was trying to make a picture of me. So I'm telling you, consecrated forms are not limited to its physical space.
As Dhyana Linga is not a particular physical form, but it's an energy form which defies time and space. So if one is willing, it's available to you wherever you are. But still that may sound very abstract for many of you. So I would say it's best if you have made at least one visit. If you have beheld Dhyana Linga, if you have sat there, the sowing of the spiritual seed through the Dhyanalinga will anyway happen within you. And if you just fix a certain time for yourself, preferably in the morning or evening, and simply sit quietly, the energy of Dhyanalinga will definitely envelop you from within. And if you need some visual help, you can always have an image or a yantra which will give you the necessary support. But all these supports are only because one is psychologically distracted. Otherwise, none of these are needed. The sowing of the spiritual seed that happens by being in the presence will take care of this anyway. But if you need support, you can always have visual support, or even the mantra, a CD being played or something like this, which will give you the necessary auditory support. But essentially, if you just keep one space in your house and simply sit quietly, you should feel that space from within yourself. If you have been in that space, even if you have not been in that space, it is possible, but you must be in a certain level of receptivity which may not be possible for everyone.
We're at one of the foremost Western medical systems in the world. What are some of the things, either from the East or from the yogic sciences, that our young doctors can think about as they get trained at Stanford University in the West?
Especially in a medical school, I would want this to come, that it's not about studying somebody else of heart, liver, kidney. Yes, that's important, that's one aspect of it, but to know this internally, it's most important. This has to become a part of medical systems on the planet. Otherwise, we will have medicine growing, we will not have health flourishing. Today they tell me, I don't know, you must tell me the statistics, somebody told me the food industry on the planet is $7.6 trillion. The pharmaceutical and healthcare industry on the planet is $7.2 trillion. They say by the end of 2017, the healthcare industry is going to become larger than the food industry. That means we are consuming more medicine than food. That doesn't speak well of us as healthy people, isn't it? We need to create a culture of health. Instead of investing in just healthcare, we must talk about how to generate health in a society, a culture of health. So right from our childhood, if we are taught how to be, how to keep the body, how to keep the mind, how to manage these things, then we know how to fix this. And tools above all. Like today you have phenomenal tools for external medicine, similarly inner dimensions there are phenomenal tools, but there is no transmission of that in a big way. What we're talking about in engineering is just that. We would like to, particularly if you're becoming a doctor and if you're telling me you're going to be in some way making a difference in somebody's life, we will offer this to you wherever you want, okay? One most important thing the doctors should do is, they must be a joyful lot. If you walk into the room, it must be light and joy for the patient. They must forget their ailment. This is very important, that you exude a certain energy, which is life. This is partial death. You should not go around with grave faces. Grave is a bad thing. It will come anyway, but it's a bad thing right now. Anything grave is not good, you don't have to carry it on your face. It's very, very important. The doctors of the future must be a joyful lot, must exude life energy in a huge way. Of course, the knowledge part of it, your college, your university is teaching it, that is important. But what's your problem in being joyful? If you're joyful, will you lose your knowledge, I'm asking? No. Right now, people have become grave. When a grave doctor walks into a patient's room, it's a threat. Grave is one thing you should not show somebody who's not well right now, isn't it?
Everyone wants to shove their own opinion down anyone else's throat, and everyone feels that their opinion is the right opinion, whether it's good, whether it's called for, whether it's necessary, whatever it is.
Today's relationships are very shallow. They don't have any depth in them. It's very hard to find people who are deep.
Our interaction with technology has become so heightened that our interaction with the people around us has become a problem.
मैं बहुत सारे मीडियाज में प्रोजेक्ट करना चाहता हूँ और बहुत सारे कंपटीशन है, बहुत लोग हैं, सभी चाहते हैं आगे बढ़ने के लिए. इसमें थोड़ा क्या हो रहा है, टांग खींचे ये सब चल रहा है.
Why are people so emotionally attached to certain things and then suddenly show such a huge amount of detachment towards other things who are along the similar line? For example, if you're a North Indian, you would care more about a girl who's been raped from your region than you would care about a girl who's been raped in Kashmir. I have tons of friends on social media, but I don't have many people that I can actually fall on whenever I need them.
This is a big distraction. What's happening is the overuse. On a personal level, I face the challenge of discipline. I would like to be more disciplined with my work.
मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूँ, क्या ऐसा कुछ मैजिक है कि इस दुनिया में सब इक्वल हो जाए, कोई गरीब ना रहे, कोई अमीर ना रहे, कोई मिडिल क्लास ना रहे, all are equal.
I really want to know the truth about that. If someone is feeling lonely and has not been able to create good relationships, what should that person do?
I would like to increase my attention span. How can I increase my focus? I really want to know the truth about affirmations. By invoking affirmations, how do we subconsciously reprogram our mind and body?
I really want to know the truth about what young people are actually thinking.
I do not know, it's a tremendous possibility. Only if you see I do not know, the longing to know, seeking to know, and the possibility of knowing arise.
You have seen people who are historically known as great beings. This is all that happened to them. They were living with a limited identification. Suddenly, for some reason, some event broke their identities, and suddenly they identified with a larger process that was happening around, and they did things that they themselves could not imagine. For example, Mahatma Gandhi, he got qualified as a lawyer. I remember what he wrote when he went out to fight his first case in the court in India. He says, I stood up to argue my case and my heart sank into my boots. Does it sound like Mahatma Gandhi? The man just moved millions of people. Just one incident. Suddenly his old identities broke. He went to South Africa to make a living, and he was doing okay as a lawyer. And one day he bought a first-class ticket in a train and got in. When he travelled some distance, in the next station somewhere, a white South African got in, and he didn't like a brown-skinned man sitting in a first class, so he called the ticket collector. So they threw him out of the train. His luggage and everything, they just threw him out. And he fell on the platform. And he just sat there for hours. Why did this happen to me? I bought a first-class ticket. Why am I thrown out of a train? Suddenly he identified with a much larger problem that existed, and he became a colossus. Just broke that little identification and moved into a much larger identity. Probably there has never been another man on this planet who moved as many people as Mahatma Gandhi moved, with such simple ways. Never before another conquering force on the planet has been made to vacate the land where they had taken root without firing bullets at them or killing them or anything like this. See, shooting at the soldiers who are carrying guns is one thing. Throwing bombs at them is another thing. But just going there, standing on the street and willing to be beaten down on the heads with cracked skulls, you fall down, one line of people fall down, the next line of people come and give their skulls to be broken again. It's a completely different kind of strength. Not easy. It takes a very deep inner strength for a person to do that. And that's what he managed to do. And all that happened to him was from his small identity of himself and his family and wanting to make a living, his identity just exploded, identifying with the larger problem of the people that was there at that time.
If something in you became quieter, clearer, or maybe even more restless after this video, then it was already worth it. Let us know what you felt, tell us your city, and if you can, subscribe and send it to someone who would appreciate this too. These little actions help the message go further. Thank you, Big Hug, and see you in the next video.